Right. Let's be having this, shall we? Let's take a break from this hag and stare at the screen intently. Let's just set a timer.
You're counting.
Thunder plate. Guado salami.
Here we go.
Guado salami. Right, timers. Timer or stopwatch? Jesus Christ. I didn't go outside yet, you cunt. Do a timer at 4. Let's just amend the stuffing timer, shall we? Oh, come on. Oh. Okay, that's not it. Let's do 25. There we go. Right, so from what I'm aware, we go south. The power of the pina colada will help get me through this. I don't even think I'm going to be able to dodge them, even though I know the lightning strike is coming, like, from here. Wait, is it this one? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this one. You run to here. Yeah. Oh, there we go. I will need to turn the volume down, because... There we go, there's one. I'm just gonna get my eye in a bit before actually taking it seriously. That's 3 in a row, okay. Okay, I pressed a bit early there and it still worked. Okay, it's 6 I think, so let's turn this down so that I don't get fooled by the other lightning strikes. Let's start a timer. Let's keep going. Ah, no! I knew that was coming. I pressed it. Right, okay, let's restart timer. Go. Timer set for 25 minutes, should be more than enough. Missed it early that time. Aiming for this little charred edge here. Fuck! That was 2 minutes. That was 10% of the way there. Fuck! Eyes. I mean, I've not got a hay fever reaction currently. I mean, that would have sucked by a sneezing fit. My eyes were puffy and watering all over the place. But one is slightly irritated today. Right. Hydrated. Eyes have been stretched. Start the timer. Good start. Terrible game design though. Awful, awful game design. Oh, pressed it so early then. Just don't want to spam. I feel like if I spam it, then it won't count. But if I press it early and wait, I might get a bit of leniency. saw fog. Lock in, Dan. Lock in. That's so early. This is max agility, so theoretically he should be ace at this. Oh, stay out there again. We called it agility, actually had an effect on this. Right, focus. 15 minutes left. No! Fucking slut! Right, how do I even find out? Oh, that's true. Sit down. Let's go back to the travel agency, see how many that was. Down at the 15-minute mark. And then also it means that I know where to go once I do hit 200. If I do that tonight, I don't have to do it tonight. Right, how many was that Dodges was? Oh, it was over halfway. Oh, I was hoping I could get the last one there. Yeah, 101 consecutive bolts, so just at the halfway point. So about 15 minutes to go. Okay, so about 10 minutes is the halfway point, so yeah, about 20 minutes in total. So setting a timer, 25 minutes seems to be the ticket. Okay, saving the game, that disappeared. Do not save the game. Immediately open the chest once we've dodged the bolts. Like, there's a big debate online about whether his name is Titus or Titus. I've always thought Titus because it's kind of how it's spelled. Or it'd be Titus. No one says Titus, so Titus versus Titus. Titus sounds cooler. It's got a bit more of an oomph to it. Sounds a bit less Weasley. He's also kind of like a water-based protagonist. So the Tide, and then you had Cloud, you had Squall, that were wind-based, and Zidane, which was just nonsense-based. But Titus would work well with Tide. We know that the Japanese translation doesn't always work out correctly because Aerith was the original name in Final Fantasy VII, but the correct name should have been Aerith because it is like, was it an anagram of Earth? Which kind of makes sense with the Gaia metaphor or correlations. Regardless, Titus sounds better than Titus, but when it comes to the fucking mini games in this game, be it dodging chocobos, catching butterflies, dodging lightning bolts, catching butterflies, racing those fucking chocobos, his name should be Tedious. And whoever at Squaresoft, I think it was Squaresoft when this came out, whoever at Squaresoft both came up with the idea, designed, implemented and approved these mini games for this game, it has brought massive dishonor to their family, to their entire family tree. Like, they could have had, it could have been Nobunaga's grandson for all I care. These mini games are a blight on this game, on any Final Fantasy game, but this one happens to be one of, if not the best Final Fantasy game. And they just shove in these mini games with the most ridiculous numbers that they just pulled out of their fucking arse. It's like, right, we've got a shitty lightning bolt dodge. Okay, we're gonna hide in like a cheese method, which is pretty much the only way to do it, because doing it without the cheese method is kind of near on impossible. But even with the cheese method, we're still going to get them to do it 200 times in a row, which is around about 20 minutes of their life, if they do it perfectly, of just staring at the screen, running backwards and forwards, and getting flashbanged 200 times so that Tedious can get Lulu's ultimate weapon. Or we'll give them a shitty chocobo race and we'll make them do it twice for the platinum. Or we'll make them catch... But I mean, the Butterfly one was not... It was not that bad, okay? It was... If you learnt the routine and whatnot, it was one of the easier mini-games, but still, it should not be in here in the first place. It's just... trying to think of an analogy, a metaphor, a comparison. Like if you were to... I'm trying to think of other RPGs. I suppose like Skyrim. If you were to take Skyrim and take the best weapons, or the best sort... I mean, there's so many good weapons in Skyrim, there's not really a default that is equivalent to Celestial. I think about RPGs. God, I'm drawing a fucking blank here. What is a game where you work towards super weapons? So let me have some thinking juice. Why am I drawing a blank on like RPGs with good weapons? Yeah, let's just switch over to non-RPG. Call of Duty, where you play the online game, you get XP from playing online matches, you level up, you complete challenges with certain weapons, and that thereby unlocks weapons in that category, or weapons just by getting a certain level by playing the game. Now, if they would say, right, each category of gun, assault rifle, submachine gun, marksman rifle, sniper rifle, etc., etc., each one of these categories has a default best weapon. Stat-wise, absolute best weapon, no qualms. Some people might prefer other weapons, but stat-wise, the best weapon is the final weapon you unlock in each category. But instead of unlocking these best weapons by actually playing the game, you have to go and play an entirely different game. For the assault rifles, you have to play a game of Frogger on an arcade machine, and this game of Frogger is just your standard shitty 2D run across the road, don't get splattered Frogger. You know, we all know what Frogger is, I hope. But you have to play it for 40 minutes and get a high score without dying. And if you die, you go back to the beginning. So you're forced to play a shitty game no one wants to play in order to get a gun that is considered the best. And then to unlock a shotgun, you have to complete an online match. You have to win 10 online matches in a row without getting a single kill.
And it's that kind of arbitrary, pull the numbers out of your arse and do entirely against what the whole point of the game is. It's like in Stardew Valley. I get that the platinum was locked behind a ridiculous trophy where you had to play a shitty mini game in the arcade in the bar. What was that called? Journey of the Prairie King. So, if you were in Stardew Valley, where the entire game is about relaxing, building up your farm, going to the mines to collect resources, and just really doing what you want to get money, improve your town relationship, and improve your farm. But if a number of these seeds and if there was like a special item you had to give someone at the max of their relationship, or they wouldn't max the relationship, and that item or those seeds or the iridium pickaxe and sprinklers could only be obtained by getting the Journey to the Prairie King trophy, then it would be seen as stupid. It was a terrible trophy, but at least that's all it's for. There's no gameplay locked behind Journey of the Prairie King. There's nothing you're missing out on in the game. It's just a trophy. But in Final Fantasy fucking 10, the best weapons, which are by far the best weapons because they break damage limit, they've got triple overdrive, some have first strike, etc., etc. They are locked behind these fucking minigames. And there is no excuse. I know Final Fantasy's got a history of stupid minigames, like the pull-up challenge or the jump rope. The jump rope, people hate on the jump rope because it is objectively the worst one to get. But technically, I suppose there's not really any gameplay locked behind it. It's just a trophy. You're not missing out on the ultimate weapon. I think there's another bullshit quest you have to do to get the ultimate weapon in 9, which is like complete the game in 12 hours or something. But why did I have to ruin these games with these arbitrary shitty mini games? If I want the best thing, I've got to skip the entire game and speedrun it, or I've got to partake in this terrible mini game. Just let me play the fucking game and get the best weapons at some point, either through completing side quests, gathering materials, beating a super boss. I don't know, I don't care. Just something that involves me actually playing the fucking game you built rather than all the mini games you just shoved in for the hell of it. No other game franchise would that work. Would this shit fly? Bye. Right. Alright, last attempt. Let's do this. Or I will forever curse the name of whichever Japanese dude put this in the early 2000s. Begin! Somebody boss! After a great start there. Alright. Be focusing. Oh, that was a bit early, that one. Doesn't help that it's fucking hot and I've got the fan on and the air is kind of being blown into my eyes. I'm making this harder for myself. Fuck it. Done all the other mini games apart from the Chocobo race. Someone complete that for me because that was pure bullshit, and I will forever despise the person who made that mini game. And I mean, mini games are one thing, and putting them in the first place is one thing, but making them so bare bones, boring, not fleshed out at all, you blitzball, and making you have to do a lot of it rather than just being like, okay, there's a mini game, if I want to play it, I'll play it, if not, then I don't have to put too much effort into it, because the Chocobo race time to get the Celestial is 10 seconds or 5 seconds. But fucking 0 seconds? What? 200 dodges? Like 50 dodges? Fine. Okay, you want to do 50 dodges with it? Fine. 200? You fucking melts. A 1,000 jump ropes. Like invisible chin-up rhythm game. Fuck's sake. So many games that I probably would have played and completed had they not fucked around with shitty mini games. I despise them. I despise them all. That's why Final Fantasy VIII is the absolute chad of the franchise. Has one mini game, and it's the best mini game in the entire series. Triple Triad. Doesn't have 200 lightning dodges or chocobo races. I mean, it's got a chocobo locating mini game in the forest, but you can ignore that entirely. Chocobos were kind of redundant in that game because you could just rent cars and buy petrol. God, Final Fantasy VIII was a great game. Didn't care about the junction system because, like, 8-year-old me, 7-year-old me was just didn't pay attention to the junction system, didn't care about anything other than playing the game and the story and the setting. Didn't play 7. I did play 7 briefly, but it wasn't mine. I think I borrowed it off of a friend or watched a friend play it or something, and when I went to buy it I didn't know Roman numerals, so I bought what I thought was 7 and it turned out to be 8, and so 8 was essentially my first and has always remained the best for me. Despite its flaws, it's got, in my opinion, the best music, the best setting, best, not the best visuals, but the most I suppose comforting visual. I mean, something like Fisherman's Horizon with the Land Garden, all that, the music and the visuals are great. I like the character design. I liked when you play 7, it was like the start of the PS1, so the characters were blocky. They were just cubes. Fair enough, you know, start of the PlayStation. But then they brought out Final Fantasy VIII a year later. I'm pretty sure at least either a year or 2 years. I'm pretty sure it's a year. And so much of an upgrade. Characters look like adults, and apart from Disc 3 and Disc 4, which is where it kind of all goes off the rails, it was just such a great experience. And then 9 did not interest me. It just looked far too whimsical. I didn't like the fact that all of the characters were children. Well, the main character was a monkey. He had like a monkey's tail and a weird face, and they were all like 3 foot tall. And just like this just does not. It just looks far too kiddish for me. I like the seriousness. Even at 7 years old, I was like, no, I fucking love the seriousness of 8. The broodiness of the main protagonist school, like whatever. Is he the best character in Final Fantasy? God no, but you know, I just love the seriousness of it. Rival gardens going to war with each other. Yeah, and then it went back to kind of like whimsical fantasy, and that was not me. But then 10 came out, and 10, first voice acted Final Fantasy in the series. Music was back to being a banger. The visuals were amazing. The setting. See, what I loved about Final Fantasy VIII, I suppose each Final Fantasy from 7 to 10, I suppose and beyond, but especially that run, that PS1 to start of PS2 generational run, each game had their own vibe. 7 was obviously heavily industrial, oil refineries, built up cyber cities essentially. It was quite dirty, quite grimy, quite claustrophobic. 9, obviously, just a bit more whimsical, a bit more like a fairy tale. Magical kingdoms and all that jazz. 8 was, like, for me, just the perfect mix of like a Japanese take on the English countryside. Like Dolit and Windhill, and even Balam to an extent. It's like a seaside city. And Fisherman's Horizon just, it had this weird English culture, but through the lens of Japan. The cars were like retro futuristic. It was just such a cool vibe. And that's again probably why that remains my favorite. And then 10 was like Caribbean, just a lot of seaside, ocean villages, fishing villages. Especially you go off into the mountains towards the end, but Tidus is essentially an island boy, and yeah, that's what this vibe is. It's kind of just you can tell by the dress code, him and Waka. It's all kind of tropical, like Japanese tropical. So each one of these have like a very distinctive flavour. But 8 for me was the pinnacle of that fusion. I don't know if I should keep talking or if I should shut up and focus, because we're approaching the 15-minute mark. I'm going to keep talking because it's fun. I don't feel like I'm wasting my time as much. And then Final Fantasy 12 came out, and I just did not care. I mean, 10.2, I brushed past 10.2. I don't really like sequels to Final Fantasy games in the first place. I do like the fact they changed the setting. I don't like the fact they changed the gameplay recently, or since 10 really. But 10.2, brushed past it. Wasn't really fussed on that. And then 12. 11, I didn't play an MMO when I had a PlayStation 2. That was not for me. 12, I watched my friend play it. Again, that just did not interest me. I didn't like the hammy English accents and the weird... It had a weird sound design. Like, the voices sounded like they were recorded in a cupboard. I mean, I get Final Fantasy X gets a lot of flack for the voice acting. Ha 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 ha. But at least it's crystal clear. I mean, then again, I might not be, because this is a remastered version. Maybe the original was also recorded in the cupboard, and this has just been remastered. Don't know. I can't actually remember that. But Final Fantasy 12, just the actors, the voice actors, were in a cupboard when they read those lines. Again, the characters didn't care for them. Balthier, Barsh, Van, Fran, blah blah blah. Who cares? Judges were a cool idea. Gameplay wise, fucking despised it. Just, it's like an MMO. You're running around. The whole point I'm pretty sure that was the gameplay where you just go to the menu and you set your your combat algorithms in the menu and then just let them run automatically. And it's like, well, why? Why do I want to just program an algorithm to tell it what to do when we get into a battle? I kind of want to just do that myself, but no, it was just... and then the summons weren't that great either. Like, the summons haven't been great since 10, really, have they? 13, didn't care about 13, was just trying too hard to be flashy. Characters looked somewhat interesting, don't really know what the story was, don't really care, but it was just somehow even more corridory than Final Fantasy X. And that is one of my gripes with 10, from just a gameplay perspective, is it is rather corridory. There's not much exploration to be had. There's a few openish areas like the Calm Lands, but they're just open. Not really anything to explore. And then the airship, which is a staple in Final Fantasy games. You've joined at the worst fucking time. I'm like 120, 130 in, and I'm just chatting shit. And it's kind of going well so far, so... if I fuck up now, I'm blaming this on you. What was I talking about? To get back on track, to take my mind off of the dodging. Final Fantasy 13. So 10. You get an airship, which is a staple in Final Fantasy games. You get to fly around the map, usually around Disc 3. Highwind, Ragnarok, I don't know what it's called in Final Fantasy 9, I didn't play that twink shit. Maybe I'll get into that after this, who knows. But in this, you get the airship, and then you just have a list. You've got an Excel spreadsheet of where you want to go, and then you just go there, and it's just running through the same areas. So this is where the exploration kind of died a bit with the Final Fantasy franchise. I don't know what it is in 10-2. 13, from what I'm aware, is even more of a corridor simulator. You're just running through corridors and hitting enemies. Which again didn't appeal to me. The paradigm system, which looked a lot like 12's set it and forget it, but I think there might be a bit more involvement in actual combat. I'm not too sure, I didn't really play much of it. And again, 13, 2 and 3, a whole trilogy of 13 games that I never bothered to play. I can't imagine they'd be much better than 13-1 and Final Fantasy sequels. Who really cares? Final Fantasy 14, MMO. I've played about 10 hours of it. It's okay, I'm not really an MMO guy. Oh my god. Shut up! Shut up! Leave me alone. I've got like 10 minutes of this left. I'm trying not to think about pressing the button. What else was there? So yeah, Final Fantasy 14 MMO, that doesn't really count. 15, Final Fantasy 15, controversial take. I did enjoy 15. It's probably the first mainline Final Fantasy game I played and got, I think, day one since 10. So quite some time had passed. Combat, very bare bones, basically Kingdom Hearts. Actually, just basically worse than that. Just hold circle to do combat with a couple bits in between. Summon system wasn't really fleshed out, and they got a few cool summon animations, but they you couldn't really choose to summon them. They just came in as and when they felt like it, and then just fucked up. Oh no! You bastard! Why did you flash? Oh, you fucking cunt! Right, what was that? That was. Still had about 10 minutes to be fair, but I'm going to say that was 132 out of 200. Let's go fucking see. It's because I had a controversial take about Final Fantasy 15. I was like, yeah, fucking punish you for that, you cunt. That. 142 consecutive bolts. 60 off. Oh, my back hurts. I'm out of pina colada. fucking cunt. It was going so well, and I can't bullshit about the Final Fantasy franchise for another 20 minutes because I've run out of things to say other than 15 and 16, which I've started. Yeah, tell me about it. Right, let's get a drink. Motherfucker. What I've been reduced to. Shake it. Don't want a split pina colada. Well, there's only like a dribble left. Okay, that's a good couple mouthfuls. Couple blood. Right, do I go again, or do I fob this off to tomorrow? I don't know if I can chat shit for another 20 minutes. Oh. Right, so I had 10 minutes left, so I've done 15 minutes and got... It's about 10 a minute. Got to about 150 after 15 minutes, so... Another 5 minutes would have been it. 20 minutes of dodging fucking light. Where's the... I'm trying to remember how the hell I see comments. Pause the broadcast then. Display chat. Broadcast. Open settings. So let's go on to the bloody app. Just watch it on YouTube. Right, okay, I'll do save it. I'll do one more. I have one more attempt. I need to think of a topic of conversation to chat shit on once I inevitably get past 15 and 16. Actually, I'll move on to Expedition 33 and where the Final Fantasy franchise can go from the horror, the dread that was Final Fantasy 16, the pure shite that game was. Even though I've only played like the first 2 or 3 hours, I already despise it. Right, okay, so you don't know what the plan is. There is this crater here. So basically, in the Thunder Plains, you run around and you randomly get struck by lightning. It will be like that. The screen will flash. You have to press X quickly, and you will dodge the lightning. But it's random, so it's fucking impossible. But in this little section here, you're protected from the lightning under this, and if you run to this crater, you fucking decided not to work. You run to this crater. There we go. And every time you enter the crater, you get a flash. So you can predict where the flash is. So you just have to dodge it 200 times in a row. And as previously stated earlier in the video, the Japanese people that developed this at the time were just pulling the number out of their fucking arse. There's no need to do this 200 times in a row. They just fancied ruining their game. Because they knew they had one of the best games ever made on their hands. And they were like, how can we fuck this up? Like, let's put in some shitty mini games and put the best weapons in the game behind it. Because we're fucking cunts, that's why. Right, so yes, Final Fantasy 15. I need to start the timer. I've got some inclination of how long I've been rambling for. There we go. So, Final Fantasy 15. Combat-wise, yeah, nothing special. Kind of just gets you through the game, but you can just hold the attack button and not really think too much. It's nothing great. But I enjoyed the characters, I enjoyed the setting, I really enjoyed the type of game, just four bros on a road trip, and you get to drive around from the start of the game. That kind of level of freedom, that early on, is quite unheard of. Usually you have to wait until disc 2 or 3 to get that level of freedom outside of Final Fantasy 8. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. The story could have been better in places. The characters could have been less annoying in places. Just earlier there. And combat could have been better. It was rough around the edges. Again, it seems like it was salvaged from the scrap heap of ideas that they all kind of mashed together and didn't really know how to get it out. And they were like, right, let's just stitch it together like a Frankenstein's monster and put it out there. Some things worked, some things didn't. But I enjoyed it overall. I thought it was quite a nice, relaxing take on the franchise. And then basically nothing for 7 years until Final Fantasy 16 comes out, and it takes 7 years to produce that level of mediocrity. It's just unsustainable. You had, from 1997 until 2002, I think it was, there was a new Final Fantasy game every single year. 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10-2. Some of the pretty much considered the best in the franchise, and they came out 1 year after the next. Whereas now we've got to wait 7 years between games, and what you get is probably one of the worst in the franchise. Where to even begin with 16? I've played it for 3 hours. Half of that has been cutscenes, most of which have been boring. Where it's tried to kind of copy Game of Thrones in the storytelling and its world building, and just you know, well done. You're kind of copying a very popular TV show that managed to euthanize itself in the final season to the point where no one even thinks or cares about it anymore. So now you've got that tied to your Final Fantasy 16 now forever. And then the combat is they got the guy from the MMO to direct the game. Admittedly, he's done a good job of the MMO, but at the same time doesn't translate well to the mainline games, to a single player game. And the side quests are indicative of that. They're just so fetch questy, they're so boring, they're just go here, do this, talk to this person, go there, talk to that person, come back, congratulations, you completed the side quest, here's a couple of gil and some dog's teeth that you're going to use to upgrade some weapons that don't mean anything. It's just so bland. And then they hired the Devil May Cry combat guy. Now, Devil May Cry combat, perfectly fine for Devil May Cry. I wouldn't say it's the most interesting combat system out there, or the most interesting combat game out there that's in like the hack and slash genre. But the story is where kind of like this, the story and the setting again is kind of where Devil May Cry shines, and the combat is good enough. But to put that combat in a Final Fantasy game, a mainline Final Fantasy game, I mean, they could have just put it in Stranger of Paradise and tried it on that. I think it probably would have worked better in Stranger of Paradise. But 16 is just so repetitive, dull, bland. And it seems that the only saving grace that people say, both anecdotally and online, is, yeah, but the icon fights are really epic. They're really cool. It looks really good. The cinematics are really good. And like, well, you know, I don't really spend 100 hours and $70 on a game to watch cool cutscenes. I'd just make a fucking film. Maybe finally make a decent Final Fantasy film. But no, they decided to do a Devil May Cry type game in a 100-hour RPG, boring side quests, not much of an exploration, not much of an RPG kind of feel to it. I mean, the fact that you can kill a firebomb with fire is retarded, the fact that Marlboro's one of the hardest, most annoying, like, fiends you'd find in a Final Fantasy game, because they just inflict countless status ailments at the start of the fight. There's no status ailments in the game. There's no elements in the game. It's all just flashy for the sake of flashy. What a waste of 7 years and hundreds of millions of dollars in development and the Final Fantasy brand itself. And if they're going to keep churning out shit like that, then I hope they collapse. You know, leave the golden age to be what it is, and stop bringing out stuff that resonates with, like, the people that will just play Final Fantasy and enjoy Final Fantasy no matter what, just so long as those words are slapped on the front disc. Or the handful of people that enjoy Devil May Cry combat outside of Devil May Cry. You know, I was actually kind of convinced. Oh, don't you fucking dare! Right, lock in. Oh, you prick! Right, fuck it. Oh, fuck's sake. Why didn't it flash? It's supposed to flash. I entered the crater. You flash, I dodge. That's the deal. That's why I did this 200 fucking times. If you're not going to uphold that part of the deal, you're even gayer than I thought. It's only 12. It wasn't even 10 minutes as well. My eyes hurt. So I was thinking that with 16, when I first saw gameplay revealed for it, why are you not working all of a sudden? Why are you choosing to be this, let's think of the right word here, stingy, this conniving, trying to cheat me out of these 200 because I'm doing it. I'm skillfully doing over 100, and you're like, yeah, I'm just not gonna trigger it this time. Fucking pricks. Yeah, when I first saw the Final Fantasy 16 gameplay reveal, I thought they were going the Dark Souls route, just a bit faster paced, maybe like Sekiro. And I was semi-willing to entertain that idea for combat in a Final Fantasy game, but I was just like, well, you're just jumping on a fad because everyone's doing Dark Souls and Elden Ring combat now, and Sekiro combat. So you're just trying to chase what's popular, to the detriment of your own niche fan base and style. But in the end, it turns out they didn't do a Dark Souls-esque combat system. They just went purely Devil May Cry, and I mean, I'm going to continue with it just in case it does get better, but I really doubt it. It does not seem like an enjoyable experience thus far. I'll probably get to the first Icon fight, enjoy the flashy visuals, and just be like, right, well, why are you choosing not to trigger? Getting complacent, I think. Don't know. Shouldn't be a reason why it doesn't trigger. I run all the way back here, and it flashes. And there shouldn't be an instant. There shouldn't be an instance where I run between these two places and it doesn't fucking flash. But what? It's the first time that I've not hit it in the right. That one's on me. I'll give it that. I was thinking earlier, I don't want to say it, but I've not actually missed a button press so far with these lightning dodges. It's always been a bit too early, and I've spammed it because I was like, no, too early, spam, and then the game doesn't like spamming, so it fucks me over. But that was the first time where I've done it where I've flashed, I've not pressed the button, so again.
Yeah, I'm hoping with the success of Expedition 33, which is a budget game made by a French-Canadian indie studio, the first ever game, breaks all the records for Game of the Year trophies and wins and whatnot. More than Witcher 3, more than Red Dead, more than God of War, and it's a turn-based game with a tiny bit of rhythm put in there. That's all they did. They took the turn-based formula from like Persona and put in rhythm dodges to kind of make it more Souls-like, and that's all they did to get people interested, to get people engaged. And they've made a better Final Fantasy game than Square Enix have made since 10. It is the best Final Fantasy game since 10. And it's not a Final Fantasy game, obviously, but I think if Clair Obscur was to have come out and have been called Final Fantasy 16, it is quite a different look, quite a different style to Final Fantasy games, but I think people would have just accepted it and been like, right, a return to turn-based strategy, a kind of like new style, new look for a Final Fantasy game, a bit out there, but you know, it had everything. It had characters, it had gameplay, it had exploration, it had RPG elements, which is something that's missing from Final Fantasy. It had a hell of a narrative. Like, it was everything that made Final Fantasy back in the day, and Square Enix have lost that. And team over at, I can't even know the fucking name, you know. I can't remember the studio that made Expedition 3. Regardless, that studio. So, hopefully, and I doubt they have, Square Enix have learnt their lesson and decided to stop making boring games and will go back to what made them culturally relevant and a successful studio in the first place, which is classic JRPGs. With good environments and good storytelling and good characters and good JRPG combat and leveling systems. But this is 2026, so I'm not holding my breath. I don't even think GTA 6 is gonna... GTA 6 is gonna be a wild one. Like, that development cycle, how long it's been in development, the culture has changed since it started, through the middle, and now up to the end. The culture has shifted rapidly. The memes that they have put in, the social commentary they will be touching upon or memeing in their game will be so out of date, so out of touch, or it could be so out of date. I mean, it depends what they do, but usually the satirical take that GTA has on American society is usually somewhat topical and relevant to the time that it's released in. Admittedly, not so much, because San Andreas was released in early 2000s on the PS2, but the game was set in the early 90s, so you're not going to have those cultural relevances. Maybe they'll get away with it because the game will be set in 2010, and so all the cultural relevances from back then, if they say it's set in 2010, they get away with it. If they say it's modern day or they don't give a time frame, it's just this timeless kind of thing, then it might not work. But if they go back and say it's 2010, then maybe they'll get away with the date references and the cultural references they intend to put in the game. But I mean, that's a juggernaut that's taken God knows how long, 13 years, billions of dollars. We'll wait and see how that goes. Obviously, it's probably going to do well. It's the first GTA in over a decade, so fuck, went too far. You might fuck it up and go too far. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. The gaming industry will be rocked if that underperforms. And then you got Elder Scrolls, Xbox layoffs, thousands of Xbox studios laying sorry, thousands of developers from Xbox-owned studios being laid off. You got Bethesda, who haven't released an Elder Scrolls game since their 20th Skyrim remaster last year. But yeah, they haven't released a new game since Skyrim, like a new Elder Scrolls game since Skyrim. It was 2011, 15 years ago. 15 years to develop a game. So it's probably not going to meet expectations. How does this even happen? 15 years. It's not going to be as big or as impressive as those 15 years will kind of like you'd think. Okay, there's a lot of technical development, must be a lot of side quests, must be a lot of, it'll probably just be a fancy looking Skyrim really. But 15 years, for fuck's sake. Let's have a little break. The 18-minute mark. 25, so it's what, about 7 minutes. Got about another 13 minutes to go. Let's have a quick TV break. Quarter to 12. Right, okay. Back to chat shit. Okay, so, yeah. Elder Scrolls. Fallout 5, again, missing in action, just such long development cycles, it's ridiculous. I'm sorry, it just doesn't need to take that long. I'm not a game developer. I don't really know how they're made. I'm not a programmer. I'm not a graphic designer, whatever. But you can't tell me you can churn out 5 Final Fantasy games in 5 years and they're all absolute bangers for the most part on PS1. You know, I mean, you kind of think, yeah, well, it's PS1, the graphics were shit and they didn't need to have complex systems. So it's like, you don't need complex systems, you just need turn-based. That immediately takes a massive chunk out of the budget and the development time. And graphics-wise, like, yeah, they're rudimentary graphics now, but for the time, they were state-of-the-art. The amount of processing power those PS1 graphics required to develop, you know, not to be sniffed at. Today is probably just as easy to do stuff in Unreal Engine 5. You know, just it's all relative. So surely, if you were to make a Final Fantasy game, like a spin-off game, a new spin-off that was like 2K HD, which is a term I've just coined, where it's like at the limits, not the limits, but around sort of, you know, like a really good version of a 2000s game like this, PS2. So if it was between Final Fantasy 8 and Final Fantasy 10 graphics-wise, you could just churn out a really good, basic, cheap Final Fantasy game, probably sell like hotcakes. Yeah, why do you need to just spend 7 years developing, 15 years developing these games that are just going to be okay, you know? Like, we'll enjoy them if you spend 5 years on them, to be honest. Just put the effort in, make something enjoyable, make something worth playing, rather than, you know, having to wait half a lifetime to enjoy the next installment. Like Grand Theft Auto, GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, all massive
moments from my childhood. When those games came out, it was so much fun. They were so hyped. Oh wow, like a free roam New York or Miami or LA to just roam around in and do gang shit or criminal shit, earn money and shoot people, run people over, steal cars and shit. Just easy. They came out like all on the PS2. And then we had GTA 5 on the PS3, and GTA 5 on the PS4, and GTA 5 on the PS5. And now we're finally getting GTA 6. You had 3 games on one console, and now you've got 1 game on 3 consoles. It's just such an inversion, and it's just such a terrible way to do it. Especially as a gamer, looking forward to these games. You think, right, well, I've really enjoyed Red Dead 2. Now all I have to look forward to, if I want Red Dead 2, if I want more Red Dead 2 content, I've got to wait for a 60 FPS update that they might put out on PS6 to sell some consoles. But Red Dead 3 ain't coming until I'm in my 50s. It's ridiculous. And I still get tons of Ghost of Tsushima sequels and Horizon sequels that, like, 1 game was enough. Go back to Infamous, go back to Sly Cooper, go back to Killzone. Why is it just got to be Horizon and Ghost now? I don't care for them. 1 game was enough. They're not good enough to have these sequels. So it's always the shit games that get pumped out. I'm gonna have a little break. Just got about another 10 minutes to go. I don't know. Yeah, let's just chill here for a bit. The rant is keeping me going, but I don't know how much more I've got left to rant. Right. Oof. Well, that's the world's put to rights in terms of game development cycles and Final Fantasy franchise issues. I need to think about what to chat shit about next to get the last sort of 80 odd lightning strikes done. Maybe I should just focus rather than chatting. Seems I'm past the halfway point, close. Maybe if I focus, do it. Yeah. I don't really care about Final Fantasy 1 to 6 either. Quite a lot of people are like, yeah, well, they're still good games, but I just can't go back to pixel sprite. For me, PS1 was just the perfect balance of new tech and just rudimentary tech. It was good enough that it was like advanced for the time, but also it's good enough that I could go back there now. Like if they released a PS1 or PS2 type Final Fantasy now, I could go back and play it, but I can't really do pixel sprites like SNES or Game Boy 2D type games. Maybe it's just my taste, or maybe because I didn't start on them. Because one of the things I always say is, oh, I pressed that super early. The reason why I love 8 so much is because it was my first Final Fantasy game, and I had no real, like, proper comparisons. If I'd have played 10 first, I really don't know if I'd have got on with 8 as much as I did, because the systems were very different. But I had nothing to compare it to, nothing to complain about really, or think this was done better in a different Final Fantasy. It was just, it was all new, and that's why I liked it. But so if I'd have started on a later Final Fantasy, would I be able to go back to the PS1? Would I go back to FF8, play it for the first time and enjoy it, or would I think, no, this is for unks, this is for old people, this is too much, it's too far. Give me the DMC combat from 16, because that was my first introduction to Final Fantasy and it's the best. But the pixel sprite ones from 1 to 6, I just don't know. They don't give me the same level of immersion. I think you do need a bit of imagination when it comes to the PS1 games, because you kind of need your imagination to fill in the blurriness, the pixels, but you need probably a bit more for the pixel sprite versions. So I just won't go back to 1 to 6 because I just don't care about pixel sprites. And I think it's the same for like Octopath Traveler. Octopath Traveler looks good, but I don't care for 8 character stories that are all just kind of average. I like one big sweeping narrative, and I get that by the end of the game a number of those characters will be rolled up in this one big narrative that affects all their individual stories, but it is a fucking slog to get there. So I'm not really a fan of Octopath Traveler. I like the design, I like what it's trying to do. I'm interested to see the Final Fantasy version of HD 2D, and so I probably will play that later on in the year, whatever it's called, I can't remember, because it's just a port of it's a single player version of the mobile gacha game, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, for me the golden age will always be the PS1, PS2, and it's kind of gutting that we only got like 4 Final Fantasy games from that era, and then we kind of just descended into modern slop, and they haven't revisited it. Like, the best thing for them to do would be like, if you just want to put out your crappy Call of Duty, FIFA approach Final Fantasy mainline games for the normies, just for the people that log on to play Call of Duty or FIFA, and you're like, okay, I want this audience to get into my game, so I need flashing lights and fast action sequences rather than, you know, statistic screens. And JRPG elements, fine, by all means. Oh, press that early. Waste your money on doing that, and waste your time every 7 to 10 years putting one of those crap games out. But why can't you just put another studio on the side making cheap PS1, PS2 JRPGs? Like, surely it's not that difficult. You don't even have to have voice actors. Go back to text. Fuck it. Let's go back to the PS1 way and just put out some new JRPGs in a PS1 style. Cost you a couple million. You could sell it for 20 quid, and if 1 million people buy it, that's 20 mil. You know, easy. You're banking on spending hundreds of millions on a niche franchise called Final Fantasy, which only nerds really enjoy, and you're trying to get 10 million people to buy the game. It just ain't gonna fucking happen, no matter how normie coded you make it. I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something about... Yes. So that's the other thing is you've got Square Enix have got multiple studios doing multiple games. They've got a studio working on the mainline Final Fantasy, so there's probably one working on Final Fantasy 17 right now. There's one working on Final Fantasy 7 Revelations, a trilogy based off of the 7 on PS1, the OG 7. It's like, okay, so you're making... Oh, fuck. Oh, I got lucky there, I didn't go all the way. You're making a trilogy out of a PS1 game that was on... There was one game on 3 discs, but you're making a game per disc. It is a bit of a slog. I played a remake recently, and the entire first game being the first disc, pretty much, it is so slow-paced, so sluggish. Compared to... And I also played the first disc of Final Fantasy 7, or at least getting out of Shinra HQ anyway. And it's just such a slog on the remake. But yeah, they've got a studio devoted to the final installation of the remake, and then whatever they move on to after that. And I think they've got another one doing Kingdom Hearts 4. Now, Kingdom Hearts 4 comes... It must be about, again, I'd say at least 7 or 8 years since Kingdom Hearts 3. Actually, I don't even know if Kingdom Hearts 3 was a PS3 game, you know? I need to double check this, but Kingdom Hearts 3 was ages ago. So Kingdom Hearts 4, another one that's just been in development for a long, long time. So they've got 3 studios that between them take about 8 years to make a single game. And it's just like, well, why? Why not have a studio that makes a year to make a game? You got a yearly income stream from some cheap PS1 type JRPGs that you can sell for cheap, and that will probably move quite a bit of value because people love JRPGs. It's not a genre that's going out of fashion. It's not a genre that is easily replaceable unless you're a French-Canadian studio that make Expedition 33, so now we're all playing French RPGs. Sacre bleu. But there's always going to be a market for it. So they just want to ignore that and have free development studios make free action RPGs that put out a single game every 8 years and cost hundreds of millions and require at least 6 million in sales to make a return. It's just pure lunacy at this point. Right. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm coming up to 6 minutes. So I think I've just got another minute to go. And I should be done, but... No! You fucking idiot. What did you say there? I'm at 5 minutes, 50 seconds. Which is going to be... I already know this is going to be like 189, I reckon. If I haven't got... I was doing so well. If I've not got this, if I fucked it in the last minute, I'm going to learn Voodoo and put a hex on whichever Japanese team put these mini games in the fucking... Oh, you got my hopes up. 150, you fucking prick. Oh, you fucking twat. $185. Right, well, that's me done for today. I will need to think of another topic to keep my mind occupied while doing this retarded mini game for tomorrow. I don't know what's worse, the fact that I'm playing a game that requires me to do 200 consecutive dodges, and that in itself is sad enough to actually play, or that someone's watching me dodge 200 lightning bolts. So well done, Lauren. You might take the mantle for having the less stressful, but possibly the sadder approach of watching me do it. Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah, even though this is ridiculous and stupid, it's still somehow less stressful than the Chocobo race. The Chocobo race is just purely rage-inducing. This is frustrating, but it does not hit the same way as the Chocobo race. The Chocobo race made me want to commit violence to the person that put that in the game, whereas this just makes me want them to have soggy shoes and walking home from work and in a cold shower because their heat is broken. So I should try this again tomorrow when I don't think I can do this sober. I'm going to need a drink tomorrow as well to try and get through this. It's the only way to actually have any enjoyment out of it. The tiny minuscule part of enjoyment that you can find in this mini game is to be had by drinking and chatting shit. So thanks Final Fantasy X for turning me into an alcoholic. Yeah. But first things first, we've got to do the garden tomorrow. So what the fuck is that? Is that? No, my mind's playing tricks on me now. I thought there was a giant daddy long legs just chilling in the corner, but it's a shadow off of the trim around the door frame. Cool. I think that's my cue to leave, so good night. Fucking pricks whoever made this mini game.